For the first time in our history, our mission to save lives and to celebrate lives in the face of cancer is at risk. Because we can't walk outside together, it's harder than ever to fight together. And when we can't come together, we give cancer a chance to gain ground. That's why we need your help. Donate today to the American Cancer Society and help us fund the critical services our patients need right now.
Hi, good afternoon. Welcome to the American Cancer Society's 11th Annual Santa Cruz Fashion Show. I'm Hisa Jansen.
And I'm Chris Mafia. We are the event co-chairs. We are standing here at the beautiful Seascape Resort located in Aptos, California, and where we would be gathered for the fashion show today.
Even though we cannot currently be face-to-face, we're committed to continuing to fight cancer head-on and hope that you will stand together with us even when we're apart.
We hope you enjoyed today's event. We will have wonderful music and hear from a few local courageous cancer survivors who will share their stories of hope.
Hi everybody, I am Zach Friend, and I'm really pleased to welcome you to the American Cancer Society's virtual Santa Cruz Fashion Show. Now, I wish we were able to meet in person, but right now circumstances don't allow that, and we know that this is a new way of doing business. We have been faced with unprecedented challenges within our region this year, from a remarkable health pandemic to the fires, but cancer itself does not stop. The challenges that face the individual, that face the families, and that face our community associated with it do not stop, which is why your efforts now matter more than ever. And as you know, the American Cancer Society's mission matters more than ever. The needs of those in our community that are facing cancer matters more than ever. And I'm really proud of all of you for coming back for a virtual version of this to see how you can help make this a better community and help get rid of cancer once and for all. Now, you've heard me in previous years talk about the importance of the work of the American Cancer Society, but I also wanted to talk to you a little bit about how cancer is personal for me. A number of members of my family have been going through treatment over the last few years. Now, while they don't live up here in Santa Cruz County or in this region, they live down in Southern California. Cancer touches all of us and in many ways, and it helps reframe what's important in life. They've been very fortunate to be receiving great treatment and are doing very well, But the reason that they are, in no small part, is because of the work of the American Cancer Society and the work of people like you to help contribute to and donate and volunteer your time for issues just like this. Now, I also know that we're doing this at the backdrop of a pandemic. COVID has challenged us in ways that I couldn't even have imagined last year. In fact, many members of my own family have either lost their job, they've been furloughed, but they've been impacted drastically on the financial side. While we've been blessed to not have the health issues at this point associated with COVID, the economic realities that they've been facing are very similar to many of the economic realities that many within our community have also been facing. And I imagine many of you and your own families have faced the exact same thing, as well as just the fear associated with this. But this is the time, not just on COVID, but on cancer, that we've been given an opportunity to really look for breakthroughs. And I've also talked about in previous years the fact that we've been given a unique responsibility, I believe, in this community. We live in what I believe to be the region that will have the breakthrough associated with cancer once and for all. We live not just with the university, with UCSC and the great genomic work that they're doing, but we live in the shadow of the greatest technological generator in the history of time, the Silicon Valley. There have been more breakthroughs in the last few years in regards to cancer than have happened in the 50 years previous to that. And a lot of that is driven based on the research right here in our region. Research that's helped funded through the work of events like this in the American Cancer Society, but also by the minds of this community and region. Think about that for a second. We have right here on our own doorstep people and assets that are willing to be dedicated to help eradicate cancer once and for all. And I think we have a great responsibility and also a great privilege to be able to help work to make that a reality. Again, I wish that we were able to be together in person to celebrate this great work and to also hear these amazing stories that you'll hear throughout the day of people that are cancer survivors and also the ways that the American Cancer Society has helped them. But specifically right now, I'd like to turn it over to the always wonderful hosts of this event, Hisa and Chris.
Thank you so much to our amazing volunteers who have helped us prepare today, and a special thank you to all our generous sponsors: Alexis Lane, MD, Joe Appenrod Commercial Properties, Jody McKellar and John Honor, Mary Boyd, Chris and Chuck Mafia, Terry Karuba,
Coastal Trucking Institute, Bradley Rhino and Hisa Jansen, Jacob Young Financial, Paul and Martha Jacobson, and Testeroff Construction.
My name is Kathy Race.
And I'm Terry Karuba, co-chairs of the auction committee.
Thank you for your beautiful artwork, creative baskets, and gift certificates that have been so generously donated to our auction. We really appreciate your continued support.
Please remember while you are bidding about the people we are helping. If you have not registered for the silent auction, please do so now.
Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Mohini. It used to be Mary Margaret, but I changed it when I got my diagnosis. And Mohini is a spiritual name that was given to me, and I'm really happy and honored to be using it now. So the American Cancer Society has asked me to speak with you about my personal experience with the lymphoma and also with them. Above all else, listen to your body. It really, really helped me survive and thrive. When your body whispers to you, if you listen to it, it won't have to scream. And the lump that showed up in my breast was, in my humble opinion, my body screaming at me. For about 2 to 3 years prior to that, I was melancholy and irritable. I wasn't enjoying my work. And I tried to slow down, but I didn't really know how to get off the gerbil wheel. And I looked at alternative medicine and all sorts of things and couldn't figure out what was going on. Well, my parents passed. They were both 96, had a good long life. And 2 weeks later, this lump showed up in my breast. So I kind of knew that it was related, that my body had waited till it was okay. And I believe now that it was my immune system calling out to me saying, hey, we can't deal with these precancerous cells. We need help. And so I want you to think of your diagnosis as permission to take care of yourself that you deserve care. You deserve to be healthy. I'll never forget, I was trying on scarves in a resale shop, and the woman said, if you have to do this anyway, because I had lost my hair, you might as well have fun with it. And that was really powerful. And I did have fun with it. I tied the scarves in all kinds of crazy knots, like ponytails, all different colors. I got wigs that were colorful, a purple one, a Shirley Temple one. I wasn't going to go with a boring beige wig. And when I went to parties, people would try them on and they would have fun. Thirdly, I would ask you to stay positive if you can. And when you're really kind of in the depths of whatever, like for me, it was the first 2 regular chemo treatments that were really, really hard on my body. And I listened to my body and it told me to stop, and I did. But it was something, okay, why do I want to keep going? What is my reason for living? And of course it was babies. I like to hold babies. I've done that for 13 years now with the 2 different yoga centers. And so maybe you can think about something like that for yourself. Do you have any unresolved emotional issues? And I think we all probably do. So if you can work to take care of those, whether with a counselor or a spiritual advisor, energy worker, hypnotherapist, whatever, maybe even on your own with meditation, that might be very, very helpful for you. And your friends are going to surprise you during your treatment, not necessarily in a good way. I had some 3 fairly close women friends that really weren't available to me to help me. But then there will be other people that will show up that you totally don't expect to. So be open to that. You do need to reach out. I started a Facebook prayer page. A friend of mine actually made it for me, and that was so, so helpful. And I was very careful about my wording. I've considered it a challenge, not a struggle, not a battle. A rebalancing. My system needed to be rebalanced. And this is kind of along the lines of Louise Hayes, who believes in the law of attraction. And so what you think and what you say, you actually attract to yourself. So I did not identify with cancer. In fact, I said I had a lump that had lymphoma. I didn't have lymphoma. And that may seem silly to some of your caregivers. In my case, it was my ex-husband. And even though we were exes, he was wonderful, absolutely wonderful. But I could see he was getting burned out and doing all the driving and things. So get help for them. I mean, they're helping you, but they can't do it all. Go with the flow. So I treated myself with a trip to Thailand. You know, it makes you rethink your life when you get a possibly terminal diagnosis. So start working on that bucket list, and you will get friends offering you tons of advice. And, you know, take what resonates with you and you can disregard the rest. As far as the American Cancer Society, it was so much fun to participate in their fashion show. I did not have to go through treatment during COVID, but I do have a dear friend who is. And the additional challenge was not being able to have people sit with her while she was getting her infusions. But she would have parties at her house on the lawn out front, and we would all be socially distanced and wearing masks and dancing to her favorite music. And so that's how she managed. So thank you so much for listening, and I wish you the best on your journey.
I used to think maybe you love me, now baby I'm sure. And I just can't wait till the day when you knock on my door. Now every time I go for the mailbox, gotta hold myself down. I just can't wait till you write me a coming around. I'm walking on sunshine. Whoa, I'm walking on sunshine. Whoa, I'm walking on sunshine. Whoa, and don't it feel good? Oh, right now, don't it feel good? Oh, right now, don't it feel good?
I'm Jeff Kloss of the American Cancer Society's West Region. I'm so grateful that you joined us this evening. We're all here because we care about the fight against cancer. While this fight is always critical, it's even more urgent now. The pandemic is threatening our life-saving work, and cancer patients are more vulnerable than ever. Sadly, almost 80% of cancer patients in active treatment report delays in their care due to COVID-19. Like many of you and your loved ones, I myself have heard the devastating words, "You have cancer," nearly 20 years ago. I know the courage and determination it takes to battle the disease. Having cancer is hard, but having cancer during a pandemic could seem insurmountable. Tonight, we will hear stories of inspiration and hope. We'll also have the opportunity to celebrate loved ones who have triumphed over cancer and to honor those who have lost their battles. As you enjoy this evening, I ask you to consider the urgent need before us. The pandemic and the resulting economy have the potential to reduce our ability to fund cancer research by 50%. At risk are better treatments and discoveries that could save lives. We cannot let cancer have the advantage. We cannot allow fewer resources to stop the progress we've been making. Any delay in discovering the next cancer breakthrough means lives lost. Your support is critical to ensuring cancer research is funded at the highest levels. Your gift, no matter how large or small, helps ensure the American Cancer Society is there for patients 24 hours a day, every day of the year, with information and support when it's needed most. Thank you for standing with the American Cancer Society to ensure the fight continues during this difficult time. Thank you for your volunteerism and your financial support. We couldn't do this life-saving work without you.
My name is Cliff, and I am from Arizona. I retired here in 2005 for a life of relaxation and golf. Everything was going great until October of 2019. Then I heard those words, "You have cancer." 2 days later, the doctor called to give me the diagnosis of colorectal cancer at the base of my rectum. Immediately, I was set up with a scan, chemo and radiation. Started right away. I had rounds of radiation and chemo in October, November, and December. My surgery was scheduled for January. In the surgery, part of my colon was removed. I am now the proud owner of a colostomy bag. The radiation chemo ruined my appetite and the taste of my most favorite foods to this day. I knew I had to get myself out of this ditch. I needed to be able to help my wife who has severe COPD. I am now feeling good, gained 15 pounds, and back to my walks every day. I'm especially grateful for my doctors, Abrazo Hospital, the American Cancer Society. Their encouragement, their website answered a lot of my questions. I am so grateful to be alive.
You can still bid on these wonderful auction items until 5 o'clock this evening.
Our next survivor is an adorable 8-year-old girl. Let's listen to her story.
Would never know that this smiling, quiet little girl suffered through months of pain, chemotherapy, and long secluded trips to sterile hospital rooms.
Anyone she basically meets, she opens with open arms, and that's just Bella. You know, she walks into the room and she shows a presence.
Bella was in remission.
Live a new normal. She can go to the park. She can open a door.
And the most important thing, this family can watch their brave little girl grow up.
I grew up on the outskirts of town. No dresses with golden tassels. These rings on my hand are handed down. But I'm gonna find the one that needs me, sees me, and treats me like I'm already royalty. There ain't nothing priceless on my wrist. I might not fly private, but that don't mean I ain't a queen. Queens don't hate, queens don't fight, queens don't stay unless their king treats her right. Every jewel on my crown, you better believe I earned it. Won't keep people around that don't believe that I deserve it. No, queens ain't fake. Queen's gonna roll just the way she was made. I ain't about to let nobody come and take me off this throne. Some girls might, but queens don't.
My name is Carlene Simprich. I work at Stanford University School of Medicine, and I'm an ACS research professor. My lab studies how cells maintain the stability of DNA, which forms their genome. That is how they prevent various mutations from accumulating. Mutations are a driving force in cancer because they prevent cells from controlling their growth. We've been studying important new causes of genome instability in cells and how cells initially respond to these threats. By understanding this better, we can identify tumors that may respond to certain therapies and identify new drug targets. The ACS have been important at many times in my career, funding my work when I was just getting started, funding postdocs in my lab, and now funding me as a research professor. This recent award was important because it provides significant recognition of my lab's work and has allowed us to take on new high-risk, high-reward projects with new postdoctoral fellows. I also want to underscore the critical importance of funding female researchers. Diversity in science leads to new ways of thinking that can lead to big breakthroughs. Moreover, it empowers women and helps to keep them in the pipeline at valuable stages of their careers.
Hello, my name is Spencer Vantress, and I'm happy to share my story with you all today. Back in March of 2020, I was diagnosed with stage 4 Hodgkin's lymphoma, and since then I've been undergoing massive changes on all levels and all aspects of my life, digging deep through meditation, going back to the root causes of all the struggles and conflicts in my life, forgiving others, forgiving myself, and sitting with those feelings and those emotions until I felt good about them and I could move on and go to the next one and just start dealing with things that I was distracting myself away from all this time. Along with the diet, along with exercise, environmental factors, focusing on reducing stress, and just really focusing on healing on every level because I knew that's what I had to do. I did 6 months of chemotherapy, which helped, but it was a wild ride, emotional roller coaster with everyone in the house. But throughout it all, my son shines bright and, brings us all joy, and, there is love. And that's part of the healing as well. And on Father's Day this year, I was thinking to myself, like, what is keeping me going? And it's the trust, and it's the knowing that I will be okay, that I will be better, and I will get through this. And it's really putting my healing in the hands of God. And when I reconnected with my source, when I really put my trust and was fully open and vulnerable to the healing that could be received from God, I received it. And this full energetic skin shed off my body, and in my heart the words came to me, Jah cured me, God cured me. And I was so happy and just laughing. And I knew to the core of my being that I'm cured. I have another scan coming up this week, to confirm that. So I'm looking for the results, complete metabolic response. And it's been a wild ride, but it's just what I needed. It's a blessing, and I'm so thankful to have this experience and to share this with others. So thank you so much for including me in this fundraiser, and much love to you all.
Hello, and thank you for joining us today. My name is Kristen Fabos, and I'm a metastatic melanoma survivor. I've been involved with the American Cancer Society since 2009 and served as the past co-chair of the Santa Cruz Garden of Hope Fashion Show fundraiser. The American Cancer Society has helped me through my cancer journey since my diagnosis in 2005 through my treatment exploration and eventual treatment at the Mayo Clinic. I am thrilled to say that I am now 14 years cancer-free. Thank you so much for watching today, because even in a global pandemic, cancer doesn't stop. In the American Cancer Society's 107-year history, it has never faced a threat like COVID-19. Though unfortunately we can't be face-to-face today, the American Cancer Society is committed to continuing to fight cancer head-on, even while we're apart. The American Cancer Society mission matters more than ever because the needs of those facing cancer continue, and so our work must continue. Funds raised go to support cancer research, the 24/7 patient helpline, continuing services for patient care and support. Thanks in part to your support, the American Cancer Society has invested more than $4.8 billion in innovative cancer research. And thanks to that research, I am living and thriving today post-cancer. Please continue to support the American Cancer Society by making a secured, tax-deductible donation to the Santa Cruz Fashion Show website you see at the bottom of this screen, or by mailing a check to the American Cancer Society offices. Thank you so much again today for joining us and for your continued support of the American Cancer Society.
Hi, I'm Pat. On behalf of the entire American Cancer Society's Fall Fashion Show team, I'd like to thank you for attending this year's virtual event. We hope that you had a good time. I'd also like to thank our courageous cancer survivors for sharing their amazing stories with us. In addition, I want to thank our friends, our families, and local businesses who have contributed so much to making this event successful. It's been a pleasure to have you, and we hope to see you next year.
You're broken down and tired of living life on a merry-go-round, and you can't find the fighter, but I see it in you, so we gon' walk it out and move mountains. We gon' walk it out and move mountains. And I'll rise up, I'll rise like the day, I'll rise up, I'll rise unafraid. In spite of the ache, I'll rise up, and I do it